Welcome to Beyond Better, a podcast that explores a simple but profound idea. We all deserve to live lives we love, and that includes our work lives too. I'm your host, Stacey Ennis, an author, book coach, speaker, and long-time location-independent entrepreneur living in Portugal with my family of 4. Join me as I talk business, location independence, writing, publishing, and so much more, all focused on building a life that is beyond better. Welcome. I'm really excited to be with you this week for what is an atypical episode. I am currently in Brooklyn. I'm here in about an hour to head into Manhattan. Right now, behind my computer as I'm recording this, I can see the New York skyline. It's gorgeous. It's so different than Portugal. I live in this tiny little beach town. We don't really have large buildings except for medium-sized apartment buildings. So it's a very different kind of beautiful, but beautiful nonetheless. I wanted to record this short episode today to reflect a little bit on the idea of investing in your dreams. And this is something that I have had to personally learn as I've been in business for now nearly 14 years. And not nearly, for 14 years. I keep forgetting it has officially been 14 years. And I think in the beginning, I had this mindset that I had to just do everything on my own, that I had to learn on my own, that I had to try and fail and try again on my own. But everything changed for me when I started making investments into my dreams. Investment doesn't always mean money. It can mean money, but it certainly doesn't just mean money. A lot of times that's also taking a risk and trying something. It means investing your energy and intention into whatever the thing is that might get you closer to your dreams. And I think, honestly, time and energy are two of the most important investments we make. But certainly investing money in guidance for me has been massive. So I am here as part of a program that I joined to learn from somebody that I respect, that has done a lot of the things that I am doing, want to do. And as I grow this podcast, as I grow my social media, my email list, learning how to do that in a really authentic way as it gets larger and larger, and just really to be able to show up and serve, and I think just scale my impact and message. So I joined this program. Part of it is actually coming here to New York to be in a lunch and in community with other women, and to attend a book release party, which was extremely fun. And I have to say that this time here has been so meaningful for me, not just because of the group, although the women that I met are incredible women. I have had such a lovely time connecting with each of them. But as you might know, if you're on my newsletter or you've listened to the podcast before, I am working on a book. I currently have a book proposal out with an agent that's considering it. And in order to successfully get this book in hands like yours, I have to make an effort. I need to put, time and energy and belief into the vision that I have for this book and what this book can do in the world. And so coming here to New York, meeting people that can help me along with those dreams, networking with people who share my zest for life and my drive and my heart to make an impact, that is a really, really important thing. And I feel like I've grown on this trip, not just because, again, like I've gotten learning from this program, which I have, but I have made a true step toward that future vision that I hold for my life. And that is incredibly valuable. And it made me think about years ago, it was a really long time, 8 years ago, maybe. I had this idea for this event. It was like a unconference in a way. It was a retreat, but it was more than a retreat. You can see the problems here. I couldn't even explain it. But I did actually craft this beautiful I called it the clarity intensive, and it was really for people who were in a transformational stage in their life, or transitional, I should say, stage in their life. And I had planned this gorgeous retreat of really giving people space for introspection and to really uncover what the next step was for them or is for them. And as part of my scouting, I made this trip to Florida to go check out a resort where I thought I might host this event. And up until that point in my career, I had always waited for somebody else to bestow an opportunity on me. Like, if I wanted to travel for work, I always felt like somebody else had to pick me, to offer it to me, to ask me to go on these trips. And when I went to Florida on this scouting trip, it was the first time I had ever initiated my own travel for my own thing. And I remember I did this sunset cruise because I was like, I'm here. I'm just going to have fun as well, as well as work. I went on this sunset cruise and I was sitting on the whatever the front part of a sailboat is called. And I was looking out over the water. And I remember thinking, like, I brought myself here. I brought myself here. Nobody else like had this idea. Nobody else invited me. Nobody else, created this moment for me. I created this moment for myself. And while my idea did not end up working in the long run, I did end up booking a place in San Diego after doing a couple more scouting trips. I did launch it and then I got really scared and I like pulled the plug on it before I'd ever had an opportunity and I lost a lot of money on it. Um, Even though all of that happened, it was one of the most transformative things I have ever done for myself as a business owner, was me creating my own thing, investing in my own thing, and then learning from it. And although that failed, you know what? Like, I had to have that experience. I definitely would do things differently now. But at this point in my life, I look back on that and I think, how like that was so brave, to go and do that, and to also just give myself permission to invest in my own dreams. And if I hadn't have done that, I wouldn't have the courage and conviction to now travel all the places that I travel to invest in myself. I go to London. Last year I've gone to Amsterdam, Berlin, actually multiple times to London. I've gone to all these places for professional education, for learning, for community, for networking, for connection, and also for space. Because as an entrepreneur, as a big dreamer, as a big thinker, as somebody who is driven and not driven, yeah, I love to grow my business. I love that piece of it. It's very rewarding. Money is very rewarding for me. I enjoy it. I'm not gonna like pretend like I don't. But really, I am driven by so much more than money, because if I was just driven by money, I would be in a totally different space professionally, because I would do things that would get me only to that destination. But I have chosen in my life to pursue a path of impact and pursue a path of really growing my own impact through other people's impact. This is what I do as a book coach, as a leader of my team, as we're ghostwriting books for people and helping them build their thought leadership. I have chosen ethics and virtue and I've turned down so many projects and opportunities because they did not align with my values. And I think that these investments that I make in myself and honoring my own growth, honoring my personal space, honoring a desire to be better, and like investing in that and traveling to those things, or hiring a coach, whatever I have done. I mean, I've done all of these things along the way. Each of those is like a way of reinforcing to myself um that there's more within me, and like that I can grow and that I can be better, and I can support my clients better, and I can make an impact on this world through my work. So all of that to say, and the reason that I'm sharing this with you is that if you haven't done this for yourself, give yourself permission today. Take one small step to make an investment in yourself, whether that is signing up for a course that you've been thinking about, or hiring a coach that you've been thinking about, or like booking a hotel in another city and taking 1 to 3 nights away from your family, your obligations to just journal and eat good food and move your body and just be and just think. Whatever that investment is that you need to make in yourself, whatever that thing is that will move you toward that next big dream, like whatever that thing is, go for it. Go for it because I guarantee you, whether it is successful or a failure, as I will very like willingly own that my first experience in investing myself was a failure. I don't know why we're so afraid of that word because failure is 100% our best teacher. It teaches so much more than success ever will. So whether it's a quote unquote success or a quote unquote failure, whatever that thing is that you do to invest in yourself, like it will pay off down the road. It may pay off in unexpected ways. Maybe the payoff is learning to invest in yourself. Maybe the payoff is simply starting to take action and beginning to have more agency over your own life. Because at the end of the day, when we invest in ourselves, when we invest our money, when we invest our time, when we invest our energy, our attention, man, that's a huge one. That is us asserting agency over our own lives and shaping our own futures and claiming choice, claiming that opportunity for choice in our lives. And so, as I'm here in New York and I look forward tonight to attending Hamilton, I am going to Hamilton on Broadway, and I reflect on the experiences that I've had this week with the women that I connected with the conversations that I had at this great book release yesterday, with the feeling that I have today waking up and really just kind of sitting in awe of whatever this next step in my life and work is, like being open and excited. It's really powerful. And I encourage you today, I encourage you to take that step for yourself. I hope that this episode brought you some joy today, maybe got you thinking a little bit. I am off to explore the city, off to a little bit of a exciting rest of my trip, I should say. I'm going to see my sister. I'm going to come back to, so my sister lives in another state. I'm going to fly there. I'm coming back to New York in a few days to work with an amazing client. And then I go back to my absolutely beautiful life in Portugal and my beautiful family and the beautiful future that's ahead. With so much opportunity. Thank you for being with me today. Thank you for letting me gush about this thing that I'm so passionate about. Whatever you do next in your day, in your week, in your month, in your life, I hope that it is one driven by your vision and by your own choosing. I will be back with you before you know it.